A very warm and gracious morning to the honorable guest and to all participants. I am extremely honored to have such a great opportunity for being a part of this event of World Science Day celebrated in our college every year on 10th November. I, Snehal Dongre from Department of Computer Science, Prerna College of Commerce, welcome you all in live webinar on environment protection issues and challenges in COVID-19 era. I'm pleased to announce that we are having an opportunity to have an extremely dynamic and distinguished personality and an eminent environmentalist with us, Honorable Dr. Rajkumar Khapekar, sir. I extend a warm and hearty welcome to you, sir, on behalf of Prerna College of Commerce, Nagpur. Moving ahead, it has been such a great honor to have Dr. Rajkumar Khapekar sir as the guest speaker to grace this occasion and to address us on related issues and challenges in dealing with the global COVID-19 pandemic with respect to the environmental protection. I would like to introduce to you the eminent speaker for today's session, Dr. Rajkumar Khapekar sir. Sir is an associate professor and head Department of Botany, DRB Sindhu Mahavidyalaya Nagpur, affiliate to RTM Nagpur University Nagpur. He is a member of Board of Studies. A very warm He is a member of Board of Studies in the Board of Extension Education in Faculty of Science and Technology, RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. He is also member of Board of Studies, Maharashtra State Bureau, Textbook Production and Curriculum Development, Bal Bharti, Pune. Sir is an executive member of Marathi Vigyan Parishad, Nagpur. He is also member of Volunteer Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, Government of India. Sir is the former honorable member of the court, Dibrugarh University, Dibrugarh, Assam. He is also the former member board of studies in the subject environmental science, Gondwana University, Gadchiroli. More on, sir in his 20s. Scientist Award by International Council for Man and Nature and Environmental Science and Technology. He has also been honored with various research fellowship awards for his research work in various environmental studies. He has also been honored by Vidarbha Bhushan Award, Rashtriya Pratibha Ratna Award, Samaj Gaurav Award, जनसमर्पण पर्यावरण मित्र अवार्ड, महाराष्ट्र पर्यावरण गौरव अवार्ड, विज्ञान सेवा रत्न पुरस्कार अवार्ड, and many more such by different government organizations. Recently, he has received Teachers Innovation Award in 2019 by Sri Aurobindo Society, Pondicherry. This is his versatile interest in different fields of life makes him a very effective, successful, and endorsing teacher. I extend a hearty welcome to him on this occasion, and I am sure that we all will be immensely benefited by your talk, sir. Over to Dr. Rajkumar Khapekar, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you very much, all. I suppose I am audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, very good morning, all of you, and thank you very much for my introduction. At the outset, I would like to extend my heartfelt thank you to respected Gulhane sir, respected Joshi sir, Principal Dr. Bharti Deshmukh madam, Madam Reena, and entire team of Prerna College for giving us this opportunity to with you, interact with you all on such an important day. Hello. Hello,
Continue.
madam. It's all okay. Is there?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So, thank you very much, all the entire team of Prerna College, for giving me such a good opportunity to interact with you all on this particular day of World Science Day for Peace and Development. Thank you very much, all. Actually, this day was proclaimed by UNESCO in 2001, and this particular day highlights the significant role of science in society and also highlights need to encourage wider public debates on emerging science issues. So I must say congratulations to entire team of Prerna College for arranging such a beautiful event. Though this college is a commerce college, but every time I know the Prerna College is showing their interest in science and current issues also. So, my dear friends, I would like to share some of my views on environmental protections, issues, and challenges in COVID-19 era. May I have first slide, please?
Yes, sir. So you can continue.
So,
Slide is visible, sir. You
okay,
can.
slide is visible,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
but forward.
Sir, you can. From your side, you
Yes,
can next.
yes. Okay. Just wait. Yes. So, as you know very well, this day is proclaimed by UNESCO as World Science Day for Peace and Development. It was started in the year of 2001. It having several issues, and it highlights so many issues like debate on current events of the science. So, I'm going to share some of my views on environmental protection issues and challenges in COVID-19 era. My dear friends, my presentation will be based on some current issues of environment, water crisis, and some of its possible solutions. So let me start my presentation. My dear friend, as this particular day, that is 10th November, we used to celebrate this as a World Science Day. Every year, we used to celebrate 22nd April as a Earth Day. This year, the theme of Earth Day was climate action. On 22nd May, we used to celebrate Day for Biological Diversity, and this year, the theme was our solution in nature. On every year, 5th June, we used to celebrate World Environment Day, and this year the theme was celebrate biodiversity. Every year on 28th July, we used to celebrate World Nature Conservation Day. And my dear friend, I would like to drag your attention that this year a global theme was not decided because of COVID-19 issues. So this is very concerning issue for whole world. And yes, today is 10th November, and we used to celebrate this day as a World Science Day for Peace and Development. This year, the theme is Science for and with society in dealing with the global pandemic. So all world is concerning regarding the science and the current environmental issues. My dear friend, at the outset, I would like to drag your attention on this particular slide. And in this particular slide, I have written that great job, guys. Our earth is dying. You might be thinking that why this person in front of you is saying that our earth is dying and he is extending his best wishes. I would like to extend my best wishes to all of you and ask to take my congratulations for this particular cause that earth is dying. And my question is all to the all August gathering here is that how many of you is can would like to take my congratulations. I suppose no one is there because somewhere you and me are very well known that for this pathetic condition of the earth, you and me is responsible. My dear friend, I'm quoting this phrase or I'm quoting this word very sarcastically. Great job, guys. Earth is dying, but actually, you and me know very well that we people are responsible for the pathetic condition of the earth. So I'm saying this thing very sarcastically. Take my words. I'm saying this word as a sarcastically. Then yes, I would like to drag your attention on this particular slide, and this slide is shared by the IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change. And according to the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, the temperature of the Earth is increasing day by day, and we are already on the 2020s. If such type of temperature rising is continue, by the time of 2080, extinction of more than 40% of the known species of the world. My dear friend, this is very alarming situation, and we all have to do something for the betterment of the Mother Earth. Uh, Please have a look of this particular slide. This is a Mount Ogjokul. It was a glacier. I am saying it was a glacier. It is not a glacier right now. This first picture was taken in the year 1986, and recently this picture is taken in 1919. Can you compare both this picture at the same location? But in this picture in the 1986, you can see the mountain is covered by the ice. But in 2019, there is, you can see there is very little ice in this particular area. So question arises, where all these ice gone? I would like to share one more picture. This and yes, the government of that particular area island has unveiled a plaque to its Mount Ogjokul ice sheet, and what they are saying that Ogjokul is the first islandic glacier to lose its status of a glacier. Once upon a time, Ogjokul was a glacier, but right now it is not. It is not a glacier. That means all the snow which is present on that particular, which was present on that particular area, is melted now. Let's have a look of second picture. This is a picture of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. You can see that in 1993, the picture was taken, and you can see the mountain was covered by snow, ice. And in the year 2000, you can see that mountain having very less amount of ice. Man, I would like to drag your attention in this particular slide, because why I am saying like that, this picture itself was taken 20 years back in 2000. I don't know what is the situation right now there. My dear friend, question is arise, where all these snow gone? I'll show you what exactly happened with this particular area. When we are talking about the global warming, I would like to share this slide, this graphical representation shared by NASA itself. And NASA had shown that every year the temperature of the Earth is increasing, and not only the temperature of the Earth, volume of atmospheric carbon dioxide is also increased from 280 parts per million in 1800 to 367 parts per million. That means there is 31% increase over 200 years. And my dear friend, this is very alarming situation. This is very alarming situation. Even NASA has shared this particular slide with us. When we are talking about the greenhouse effect, I would like to tell you, actually the greenhouse is very essential natural phenomenon for the whole entire earth. For having the life in earth, the greenhouse gases is very essential. But because of the rapid industrialization, population explosion, depletion of natural resources, and modification of ecosystem, the enhancement, there is the enhancement of the greenhouse gases, and that particular enhancement causes adverse effect on whole earth. There are several greenhouse gases responsible for the causing the greenhouse gases, but major is the carbon dioxide, methane, and certain other gases is responsible for greenhouse emission for the whole world. Then question arises, who is responsible for that emission of the greenhouse gases? Yes, we can see that China, United States, European Union, and my dear friends, I would like to drag your attention here only. India is not lagging behind. We are on the fourth ranking for emission of the greenhouse gases in the world. Then what are the major consequences of the global warming? Because of the global warming, It causes the polar sheet and ice cap, and it increases the sea level. After all, after the melting of this ice, where the water will goes, obviously that water will goes in the nearby sea area or ocean, and it will probably rise 18 centimeter by 2030, and will probably occur flooding in the lowland area. Many cities along the coastal line may be under the sea after the melting of these polar caps and ice sheet. The next effect is that the loss of polar ice will have a profound effect on nature, in particular animal habitat. The animals and the plants, that means the flora and the fauna, which is residing in that particular area, they face very adverse effect, and many of the plants and the animals are already extincted, and some plants and animals are on the verge of extinction. So it is very alarming situation for whole world. As I said earlier, many of the world's island will disappear beneath the sea. Why I am saying that? Because if the tiny island like Maldives in trouble, if global warming continues, scientists says that the country could sink beneath the ocean within 100 years. After you can, which I had already shared with you, after the melting of the polar caps and the ice, the water obviously goes in the nearby sea and the ocean, and the level of the sea will goes on increasing, and as a result of that, the tiny cities like Maldives, which is situated in the nearby area, will obviously submerge on the under the water, and after, it might be possible after some years there will be no cities like Maldives on the map of the world. It is very alarming situation, my dear friend. Yes, there will be increase in the coastal flooding like hurricanes. Recently, we have experienced Amphan in our India also. Then, as a result of that, drought and crop failure, which leads to famine and which leads to disease, and it is possibly seen in the areas where it was not seen previously. It is very disastrous effect will be there, and some places will suffer far more rain. There will be more raining in some area, and therefore flooding will becomes more frequent and severe in most of the coastline area of the world. Then effect of global warming on land animals. Global warming can disrupt the migration, hibernation, and reproductive cycle of the animals also. As you know very well, there are certain animals who used to go for winter sleep. We are saying that the hibernation, and some of the animals used to migrate from one place to another place, but it's all because of the changing situation, changing alarming situation, I can say that there is profound effect on their hibernation, their migration, and also their reproductive cycle will disturb, and as a result, the extinction of so many floras and faunas is already there and will be there in the current years. Let us see the health and global warming. Extreme temperature can directly cause the loss of life of flora and fauna, and warmer weather provides an ideal breeding environment for mosquitoes, which increase diseases like dengue fever, malaria, yellow fever, etc. As you know very well, with the increasing temperature, the insects like mosquito will always increase, and as a result of that, dengue fever, malaria, yellow fever will be there. Yes, recently the whole entire world and even India also experienced the disastrous attack of locusts in many part of world, including India also. It results because it is also result of because of the climate change. Many of you thinking why how the climate change and the attack of locust is related, but it's all because of the late monsoon and recurring cyclone. The attack of locust is experienced by whole world, including India also. So it is related. So let us discuss what are the possible solution for that. Let me tell you in very brief, my dear friends. We have to use greener energy like solar power, hydroelectric power, and nuclear power, including. We have to stop destruction of the forest, destruction of the jungle. We have to use certain energy efficiency equipments in household as well as in industries also. We have to stop over exploitation and excavation of the ores from the mother earth. And yes, we have to maintain, we have to conserve our biodiversity. That means ultimately we have to change our life cycle. And if we once we change our life cycle, obviously we will see the positive effect on the mother earth. So these are the takeaway points, that is regarding the global warming and about all these things. So in this at this particular juncture, I would like to ask. I have in very short, in very short span, I have discussed what exactly the global warming is and what are the consequences. Here, actually, at particular juncture, I would like to ask one questions to all the August gathering, that is there any correlation between global pandemic COVID-19 and global warming or climate change? I would like to repeat my question once again, that is there any correlation between global pandemic COVID-19 and global warming, climate change? This is my question to all the August gathering. Have you any idea regarding this? Let me tell you. At the outset only, I would like to clear that still now there is no scientific evidences that the outbreak believe that the outbreak of global pandemic 19 is a result of climate change. Yes, there are certain theories that it might be spread through the bat, or by eating of pangolins, or by eating of the bat. But I suppose there is no concrete result of that particular theory. So there is no concrete result that saying that the outbreak of the global pandemic 19 is a result of climate change. But yes, my dear friend, human hypermobility all over the globe has favored the spread of infectious coronaviruses. It's all because of the human hypermobility. That means human being can travel from one place to another place in very short span of time, and because of that, this contagious disease COVID-19 coronavirus is spread all over the world. Then question arises, will climate change make the effect of COVID-19 worse? Is it really? Let us see. We know that there is no direct relation between the climate change and COVID-19, but climate change could indirectly make the effects of future pandemic worse. I would like to repeat my sentence. Climate change could indirectly make the effect of future pandemic worse. According to Arthur Wine, who is a climate change advisor to the World Health Organization, what he's saying, climate change undermines the environmental conditions we need for good health, access to water, clean air, food and shelter, and places additional stress on health system. It was very clearly said by Arthur Wine. However, other infectious diseases which are transmitted through water, food, or by vectors such as mosquitoes and ticks are sensitive to weather and climate condition. But my dear friends, I would like to drag your attention in the very next slide. What is that? On the contrary, due to lockdown, because of COVID-19, the air quality levels in the world's major cities improved dramatically and drastically. We have experienced that in most of the cities in India also and all over the world, the air quality level is drastically very good, drastically and dramatically very good. The reason is behind that during that particular lockdown, there is no traffic emission, and the economic machinery is altogether stopped. The factories and industries are stopped, so they are not they are not pouring their waste in the nearby environment. So, and it is estimated that during the same period, global air traffic is dropped by 60%, 60%, and the pollution in river all over the world is also decreased. Let's have a look of certain pictures. Directly, I have collected this picture from internet itself. I would like to drag your attention in this particular picture. You can see that the Ganga River in Haridwar before lockdown. You can see the pathetic condition of the Ganga River, and you can see the clean and transparent water of Ganga River near Rishikesh. And according to the State Pollution Control Agency, the water was so pure during the lockdown period that one can easily drink that water. It was stated by the State Pollution Control Bureau. So you can see the positive effect of lockdown due to the coronavirus. You can see that the picture of the Talve wetland in the Mumbai. In this particular picture, you can see that more number of migratory birds are visited during the lockdown period. Then I have some good slides. You can see the comparable comparison pictures of the India Gate in the New Delhi. You can see that here the fog, and during lockdown the picture is very clear. Same picture you can see in the Milan city in the Italy. You can see the before pictures and during the lockdown pictures. Now to show some more pictures. Yes, we are talking about the water quality. We are talking about the river quality. So you can see that before lockdown, the pathetic condition of the Grand Canal of the Venice, and during lockdown, you can see the clear picture of the Venice also. This is our Yamuna, which is flowing through Delhi, and you can see that the pathetic condition, very pathetic condition of the river Yamuna during the lockdown, before the lockdown, and this is the picture taken by someone, directly taken from the internet, and you can see, you can compare the clean water of Yamuna in Delhi during the lockdown period. Yes. Some other another pictures, you can see the Kangra Valley of the Himachal Pradesh, like the Saint Gabriel in Los Angeles. You can see that the clear picture of the Himalayan ranges from so many kilometers away. Why? Because there is no kind of air pollution during that day, and we able to see the Himalayan ranges from so many kilometers also. Such type of pictures, like animals are wandering here and there, you may come across such type of pictures through your WhatsApp and Facebook group. Why the animals are wandering here and there in the city itself? Because during that lockdown period there was very less transportation, and it's all because of that the animals feels very safe and they are wandering here and there in cities itself. So my question again, I would like to ask a question to all the August gathering, that then should we consider COVID-19 lockdown or coronavirus is good for nature? I would like to repeat my question once again. Should we consider that COVID-19 lockdown or coronavirus is good for nature? As I have already shown you some pictures of the nature, that environment is so clean and good during the lockdown period. Then इसका ये मतलब हो जाता है कि कोरोना वायरस के कारण एनवायरमेंट ये बहुत अच्छा हो गया और क्लीन हो गया और ये ऐसे ही रहेगा? That means I would like to ask one question to all of you. I would like to repeat the question, that should we consider COVID-19 lockdown or coronavirus is good for nature? Let us see. At the outset only, I would like to say no. Answer is no, not at all. This is very temporary drop down in the pollution, and so long as the coronavirus crisis persists, various economic activities reduced and emission will remain relatively low. As I have already quoted that the environment is good during the lockdown period. Why? Because all the economic machineries like and the transportation, economic machineries, factories, and various industries were not working at that time particularly, and they stop their emission. So the environment during that particular days, that means the water environment, the environment, the air environment was so clean during particular day, but that was very temporary. However, it is very early to conclude that this is durable environmental improvement, because emission will most likely rise in previous level when economic activity picks up. Nowadays, we can see that the economical activities are picks up, and nowadays the pollution level is day by day increasing in our cities. Recently, we have experienced the smog and the fog in the Delhi, and the Delhi government is very well concerned for the pollution which is spreading all over the Delhi, the air pollution basically spreading all over the Delhi. So let's hope that our global society may take some lesson from the situation and will start reduction in emission of the greenhouse gases. So we have to take some lesson from this particular event. But my dear friends, here I would like to discuss that not all the environmental consequences of the crisis have been positive. No doubt, I have shown some slides regarding how the nature was good during the lockdown period. But not all the environmental consequences, my dear friends, was positive during that days. Why I am saying that? Let us see. The volume of unrecyclable waste have risen because of severe cuts in agriculture and fishery export. As there was no transportation in the on that particular days, so agricultural and fisheries products are dumped at the site, and you know very well, because of the rotting of the agricultural and fisheries product, there is emission of methane in the environment, and yes, this activity is not good for the nature. Then maintenance and monitoring of natural ecosystem have been temporarily halted, so illegal fishing, deforestation and hunting of animals may increases. Yes, it is increases, my dear friend. You can have a look of this particular picture. I'm a member of some Himalayan environmental studies group, and they share that during the lockdown period, the poaching of pangolins are extremely high because there is no vigilance during the lockdown period, and the authorities were not there during the lockdown period. And during the lockdown period, the poaching of the animals is increased. Nowadays, you can see that the pangolin in the Manipur area in the India is nowadays hub for the pangolin poaching, including our certain areas of the Konkan also. So this is very concerning issue, my dear friends. So not all the consequences of the lockdown was good for the nature. This is certain bad side of the lockdown period for whole the world. And yes, some of the results are already seen or surrounding environment. My dear friends, you can see that this picture you might be come across through your WhatsApp group also. Actually, I have taken this photograph from my WhatsApp itself, and you can see that a man is holding so many used waste mask, and it is the mask is collected from the nearby water bodies, and you know very well it's all because of the choking of the drainage system. It's all because of the choking of the drainage system. The flood will arise and increases in the city area. My dear friend, one thing is very clear, very clear, that the world will never be the same after the COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to repeat my sentence. The world will never be same after the COVID-19 pandemic. Yes, the world will definitely change. Certain changes we have already experiencing during this particular days. So yes, the government organization, non-government organization, and including World Health Organization also, they are constantly saying us that we have to protect ourselves and our surrounding area and surrounding human beings also by avoiding touching, avoiding direct contact. We have to clean our hands. We have to disinfect hand properly so that we cannot able to spread the coronavirus. My dear friends, have a look of this particular slide and this particular three lines. I am saying this thing very authentically. Why? The agencies are saying that frequently wash your hands with soap and clean water. But my dear friends, very loudly, I would like to read these lines. But according to one survey, more than 40% of the global population do not have reliable access to safe water and soap in their homes. My dear friends, almost 40% of the global population, and this is very, I suppose this is very high population. 40% of the global population don't have their clean water and soap in their houses to wash their hands. Then question arises, how these people wash their hands and keep away coronavirus from themselves and from the society. My dear friend, this is very crucial and very important and very burning matter for whole the world. World is saying that we have to wash our hand frequently, but the peoples, they don't have clean water. Then question arise, how they will wash their hands. It's a matter of question for you and for me also, isn't it? So this thing I have already explained here. So the COVID-19 pandemic emergency, actually this emergency is an eye opener regarding the weakness of our social, economic, and health safety measures we have long taken for granted, including our water system also. एक्चुअली हम लोगों ने सारे सारे लोगों ने इंक्लूडिंग कंप्लीट वर्ल्ड, हम लोगों ने एनवायरमेंट को टेक इट एज ग्रांटेड ले लिया था. सो दिस इज एक्चुअली रियली आई ओपनर regarding the weakness of social, economic, and health safety measures of the world. Hand washing is one of the way through which we can keep away coronavirus from our side. But over 40% of the global population, they don't have clear water with them. So how can they wash their hands? It's a very big question, my dear friends. Hence, conservation and proper utilization of water is utmost need of present era. I would like to repeat my sentence. Conservation and proper utilization of water is utmost need of the present era. Why I am saying that? Let us have a look. My dear friend, if we compare this whole globe with this pot of water, then I can say that, and this fish represent the life, then I can say that every passing time we are losing water. That means we are losing life. When we compare the global situation of the water, 90% of the, actually 71% of the earth's surface is occupied by water, and out of available water, almost 97% of water is present in the earth. Very seriously take my words. 97% of the water is present, available water is present in the ocean. 2% of water is confined in the form of ice, polar caps and ice glaciers. And my dear friend, we have only 1% of fresh water through which we are using all, we are carrying out our all day-to-day life activity. My dear friend, I would like to drag your attention towards this 1% of water, and this water is confined in the rivers, lakes, and groundwater. This is very alarming situation, but through water cycle, the environment is maintaining all the things very properly, but it's all because of the anthropogenic activities we use to pollute the water and the complete environment. My dear friends, please have a look of this particular four pictures on your screen. This is the pictures from various parts of the India. You can see the peoples have to put their life in danger to fetch very little amount of water. Then people have to walk miles away to fetch very little amount of water. And when you see certain types of tankers come in the area, and people used to start quarreling, and there is fighting also, and you can consider what will be the socio-economic impact of that particular situation in that particular area. My dear friend, before some days we have not thought that we have to send a train fully filled with water from one place to another place. During last few years, before last few years, we have sent the water, जिसको हम लोग जलदूत बोलते थे, वो पानी से भरी हुई ट्रेन हम लोगों ने मराठवाड़ा रीजन में भेजा था, because they don't have water to drink and to use for their day-to-day activities. So it is very alarming situation, my dear friends. Actually, it is written straightway in our constitution, in Article 51A in the Indian Constitution, that it shall be the duty of every citizen to protect the forest and improve the natural environment, forest, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creature. This is clearly written in the Article 51A in the Indian Constitution. But my dear friends, I would like to ask question to you and to me also. We really used to stick that particular um, things in the written in the Article 51A. My dear friends, it's a matter of question for you and for me also. So there are so many various reservoirs of water like lakes and rivers. We are talking about we will talking about the lakes, but as I already told you that it's all because of the anthropogenic activities, the most of the lakes of the world, and it's all because of the eutrophication. Most of the lakes of the world is either depleted or degraded. How? We will see. Then some types of temple ponds we can see in India. If we go to the southern part of the India, you can see most of the temple having their own temple ponds. But during these days, during last few years, we have not maintained that temple pond properly, and now the situation is very pathetic in that particular area also. So there are this is about the water pollution. You know what exactly the water pollution is. But the major water pollutants are the organic contaminants, inorganic contaminants, solid waste, thermal pollution, and so on. I would not go into the detail. These are the sources of water pollution we have talked about. And in this particular picture, you can see that in this way, we used to damage our aquatic bodies by adding industrial effluent, adding domestic effluent, and by taking baths in particular water bodies, we unknowingly damage our aquatic system, we unknowingly damage our water bodies, isn't it? And this type of situation, this type of water pollution is you can see that only and only seen in India, where we used to celebrate Ganesh festival, Durga festival, and after the conclusion of the Ganesh festival and Durga festival, we used to immerse the idols made up of plaster of Paris and hazardous chemical. We used to immerse that water, idols in nearby water body, and as a result of that, as a result of dumping of that idols, the environmental condition of that particular area becomes very pathetic. After the immersion, this is the pictures of the Mumbai Chowpatty, and after the immersion, this god or god is not got right now, and this becomes the garbage, and municipal corporation has to remove or deities gods in that particular manner. Many of the people used to say कि आप नास्तिक है इसीलिए इस तरीके की बातें करती है. Actually this thing is very what can I say that बर्निंग एंड वेरी क्रूशल ऑल्सो, क्योंकि ये धार्मिक आस्था का विषय है. पर मैं आप सभी लोगों से बताना चाहूंगा कि मैं नास्तिक नहीं हूँ, मैं आस्तिक हूँ. हर महीने में जो चतुर्थी आती है गणपति, वो गणपति की चतुर्थी करता हूँ. 10 दिन गणपति की पूजा फेस्टिवल में करता हूँ. हर रोज गणपति की पूजा करता हूँ. लेकिन मैं इस तरीके की जो एक्टिविटी, जो एंथ्रोपोजेनिक एक्टिविटी हम करते हैं, इसका पुरजोर मैं विरोध भी करता हूँ. So these are the various ways of water pollution. We are talking about the lake pollution through various surface runoff and through various industrial waste. The water in the area, surrounding area is having increasing pollution, and as a result of that, the algal growth, जिसको हम लोग algal bloom बोलते हैं, it's all because of the nutrient enrichment algal growth will there, and after algal growth, the oxygen level in that particular water bodies goes on decreasing, and it having a very crucial adverse effect on flora and fauna of that particular area. So let us see the effects. There are so many effects of the hazardous effects of the water pollution on the water body, like algal bloom, obnoxious smell, increased BOD, and so on. These are the possible effects, and yes, it is the effects of water pollution on that particular aquatic bodies. I would like to share one of my study case study in the Nike Lake of Nagpur. You can easily locate the location of the Nike Lake. This is the India map. This is Maharashtra. This is Nagpur, and this is Nike Lake is situated in the north area of the Nagpur city. And here you can see that the lake is very densely populated area, and people used to throw all their waste in that particular lake. And nowadays the quality of water of that particular lake is very pathetic. We had done certain survey and chemical analysis of that particular lake. Let's have a look, the pathetic look of that particular Nike Lake in Uttar Nagpur. People used to dump all the garbages in that particular area, and according to me, nowadays the lake becomes a dead lake. It is not, the water is not in the usable form. People used to um, uh, people used to pour their domestic waste directly in that particular lake. You can see that the pipeline through which the people used to send all the domestic waste in that particular area, and the lake is now, I consider that lake is now dead lake. Yes. The measures, these are the methodologies we have carried out during our investigation, and all the methodologies that were carried out according to the American Public Health Association, American Water Works Association, and Water Pollution Control Federation. Please have a look of this particular slide. Forget about all the values. Just have a look of this particular values which I have written in the red color. Like turbidity, the mean values we have calculated is 54.4, but the Bureau of Indian Standard values is 10. Values चाहिए थी 10, but values are 54.4. Then calcium, magnesium, iron, you can see that. Even the total coliform, I would like to tell you, total coliform is that these are the bacteria which comes out through our fecal matter. And according to the BI standard, the total coliform value should be 50. But during our investigation, we have found the much higher side of this particular total coliform value. This is very pathetic of that particular area. So these are the some algal species we have encountered during our investigation. This is obviously a scientific investigation. Forget about all this thing, but you just have a look of that particular things, the species which is written in the red color, like Oscillatoria, Navicula, Negia, and so on. And these are the pollution indicator species. Mind well, these are all the pollution indicator species. What is the meaning of pollution indicator species? Pollution indicator species means that if certain type of species are found in that particular aquatic area, then we can see that the pollution, the organic pollution is much higher in that particular aquatic area. Actually, we have also already calculated Palmer's pollution index during our investigation, and this is obviously a scientific investigation. And if the Palmer's pollution indicator comes within 1 to 15, it indicates the clean but increasing nutrient enrichment to the optimal level. If the PPI values comes between 15 to 20, it indicates the presence of organic pollution. But if the values come more than 20, it indicates very high organic pollution. And my dear friends, during our investigation, we have calculated the Palmer's pollution indicator values was 28. That means there is much higher organic pollution in that particular lake, and it is very alarming situation, my dear friend. These are the various species. These are various pollution indicator species we have encountered. These are the microscopic photographs of certain species. You can see. I don't want to keep my nose in that particular matter right now. And yes, what I have discussed earlier, we have encountered with the pollution indicator species, and we have encountered the Palmer's pollution indicator that is 28. It means there is definite high degree of organic pollution in that particular area we have investigated during our investigation. So Till now we have talked about the pollution. Let us talk about the possible solution of the aquatic bodies, that is eco restoration of the lake. My dear friend, I would like to tell you one thing, to share you one thing to all of you. You might be known that certain types of fountains have installed in our Futa lake, and very proudly I would like to tell you that fountains was installed by our team when I was working as assistant scientist in National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, NERI. We have got some project, and our team has installed certain types of fountains in that particular aquatic body. Why we have installed certain types of aquatic fountains on that water body? It's all, that is, the installation of floating fountains should be done in order to make up the disturbed oxygen level, and it will also help uplift the aesthetic look of the lake. Yes, by erecting, by installing certain fountains, we have we increase the aesthetic look of that particular lake. But by installation of certain fountains, they used to agitate the water, and by agitating the water, the disturbed oxygen level of that particular water body will be maintained. And I am very proudly share that that I am one of the member while installing certain types of fountains in our Bhuta Lake in Nagpur itself. Then yes, with this particular picture, you can easily compare in our house aquarium also. If we install certain types of aerator, because of that aerator, the water is agitated and the oxygen level is maintained. Same type, same principle is applied here also. And because of the installation of the certain water fountains, we can able to maintain the oxygen level in that particular aquatic bodies. Then second thing is a phytoremediation. However, it is somehow a scientific investigation, but in a very nutshell manner, I would like to explain all this thing. Phytoremediation, phyto means plant. With the help of plant, we can remediate the environment. We can take out the pollution ingredients from the environment, from the soil, and from the water also. How I can say, one of the technology that is called as the phytorid technology is nowadays gaining very importance, and even National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, NERI, is doing so many experiments and so many things on that particular aspect, that is the phytorid technology. What exactly is the phytorid technology? Actually, in this particular technology, we have to build a bed, and on that particular bed, we have to um, uh, plant certain types of plants like canna, icornia, typha, and so on. And before the water is entering to the aquatic body, we have to pass the water through this bed. And plant, my dear friends, plants have that much capacity to absorb certain hazardous chemicals from the water. And nowadays, phytorid technology is gaining very importance in the overall the world. Next is the artificial floating island. This is a new concept, and in this particular concept, you can see that we used to prepare that artificial floating islands with the help of bamboo rafts and PVC pipe, and we used to grow certain types of plant on that particular area on these bamboo rafts and PVC pipes, and this whole assembly is allowed to flow properly and freely on the surface of water. And by forming a biofilm with the help of certain microorganisms, the plants absorb the high nutrient of that particular area, and the area will be clean with the help of artificial floating island. This is very novel and cost effective technologies. In this particular technology, we don't need any kind of energy like electricity or anything. So nowadays, constructed wetland is also gaining very important importance. During this particular thing, the industry set up their own wetland and used to drop their all the influence in nearby area, and the nature itself grabs all the ingredients, and the environment becomes clean as compared to the previous one. Then yes, we have to formulate stringent laws also, that you and me know very well. There are certain laws that um, industries has to pour certain only certain types of elements in the environment. But you know very well, the laws is not so stringent, so we have to formulate certain laws. Then at the same time, I can say that by formulating not only laws, we have to educate common people. And I suppose जब तक हम लोग अवेयरनेस क्रिएट नहीं करेंगे कॉमन पीपल में पीपल तक, तब तक हम लोग कितने भी लॉज ला लें, कितने भी गवर्नमेंट आ जाए, ये हम लोग ये जो एनवायरमेंटल प्रोटेक्शन का काम है वो ठीक से नहीं कर सकते हैं. Why I am saying that? During my every presentation, like public presentation or rallies or like webinars, I suppose if at least five or two people turn their mind, then I suppose that my presentation, my talk is fruitful, isn't it? So we have to aware the common public regarding the hazardous effects of the environment. That's our duty. My dear friends, I have I would like to drag your attention, and the time is also running. Please have attention that, my dear friends, today the whole world is facing the problem of COVID-19 pandemic, and we all know it is not a waterborne disease. I repeat, COVID pandemic still not scientific still not concluded that it is a waterborne disease. These are the list of certain waterborne diseases like cholera, diarrhea, and typhoid. But COVID-19 is not still it is not a waterborne. Imagine if there would be any pandemic in future related to waterborne pathogen, then how the world will suffer tremendously. I would like to repeat my sentence once again. Imagine if there would be any pandemic in future related to waterborne pathogen, then how the world will suffer tremendously. अभी वो पैथोजन कोरोना वायरस एयर में तो हम लोग उसको बांध के जा रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर वो वाटरबोर्न अगर फ्यूचर में कोई वाटरबोर्न पैथोजन आता है, so obviously the world will suffer tremendously. It's all because of we have very little resources of water, and we all have to use water very judiciously, very judiciously. It's all because of the industrialization. It's all because of the urbanization. It's all because of the population explosion. The water crisis is increasing day by day. My dear friend, every drop of water is counting, and we are losing the water in very enormously. We are not thinking that many peoples of the world, many peoples of the country, many peoples of our own city, many peoples of our own area not getting the proper water. As I have already quoted that almost 40% of the world's global population, they have not having their good water for even for washing their hand. So it's your and it's my duty to conserve each and every drop of water. My dear friends, let's have a look of this particular slide. This I have all directly taken from the internet. This is the slide somewhere from the African region. I don't know, but you can see that three peoples are drinking water. You can see easily three peoples are drinking water, as they have lots of water in their area, but the water is not potable. So some organization given them that live straw, and through which live straw they used to drink their water. But I have a question: how much good amount of water, potable amount of water they are drinking? It's a matter of question for whole the world. It's very alarming. My dear friend, nowadays Unlock 6.0, the guidelines of Unlock 6.0 is already in the, we have already having the guidelines of Unlock 6.0. But it's my duty, it's your duty to protect ourselves, to protect environment, to protect our family and friends by um, taking care of all the nature and for all the of our surrounding area. So, my dear friends, We need everyone's help to stop the pollution. It's not your world, it's not my world, it's our world. And let's have a hands together, my dear friend. Let's have a, tie our hands together and do or your bit to protect and conserve water resources, nature, and ultimately our Mother Earth. At this particular juncture, I would like to thank and I would like to conclude my talk here. And I suppose if few of the students can positively take my some of my words and start protecting environment and start spreading the awareness amongst the people, I suppose my talk was fruitful to all of you. Thank you very much. Over to you, madam.
Thank you so very much, sir, for such a mesmerizing session and for enlightening us on about the various environment have enjoyed and found this the most wonderful and fruitful session. Thank you once again, sir, for sparing valuable time from your busy schedule and make this program a great grand success. Thank you, sir. I would love, I would now like to invite our Honorable Director, Prerna College of Commerce, Nagpur, Dr. Praveen Joshi, sir, to please put some light and give his remark about today's session. Over to Dr. Praveen Joshi, sir. Please, sir.
Rajkumar, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Already Dr. Rajkumar has been welcomed to Prerna College of Commerce, and I was listening to him with rapt attention. The topic is very close to his heart, and the sincerity with which he has spoken on this subject, the fervent, passionate appeal he has made to the students in particular and society in general is really worth keeping in mind. He has given categorical description and account of the dangers we are going to face in future. It is a very comprehensive lecture. Instead of lecture, I would love to call it a talk that has covered every aspect and Dr. Rajkumar's concern for our environment. Day to day, we human beings are creating threats for ourselves out of recklessness, out of our headless actions, out of our non-wisdom, unwise decisions, unkindness to the earth and our environment. We have become brutal, in fact. We have become so brutal. It's like the story of Sheikh Chilli who sits on a branch of a tree and the same branch he cuts. The problem is psychological one.
Yes,
The problem is that everybody is aware of the danger, the
exactly.
threat that we are posing to our environment. But still, psychologically, we feel that nothing is going to happen to me. We only concentrate on me or I, that I am 50 years old. For next 30 years, 20 years, nothing will happen. After that, the world will see to it. What is to be done? This is a very brutal approach towards our environment. How wonderfully Dr. Rajkumar has explained why water conservation is necessary, how it is being polluted, how we people are responsible for that. He has given the example of the immersion of Ganesh idols. I think Dr. Rajkumar, since he had joined this Sindhu Mahavidyalaya, every year he takes his team to the water bodies and makes people aware of the dangers of immersing Ganesh idols into water. Sindhu Mahavidyalaya has been persistently, continuously, every year doing this work. The wastage of flowers and other things they collect at a particular place and they take it away out of the town, but they don't allow others to throw it into water bodies. We people, in the name of religion, in the name of worship, puja, we are causing a lot of damage to our bodies, our environment, our trees, our plantations, and whatnot. This lecture of Dr. Rajkumar should be an eye opener for all of us. He has a genuine concern. He is not doing it just for the sake of talk. He is not saying all these things just to make his talk interesting. It is a genuine concern. He is a young scholar who has been associated with many projects started by our corporation and government of Maharashtra. He has been taken there because he has his genuine concerns that he had spoken about time to time and again at different places. 3 cheers for Dr. Rajkumar from Prerna College of Commerce. He has respected our invitation and he has given his valuable time. I always find him, he is always very busy. He is a researcher and continuous efforts are going on his part to further his research. And his research is not for himself, it is for the society. Social benefits, social welfare, the overall welfare of humanity. Such young scientists are very few in India. So hats off to Dr. Rajkumar. You have
Thank you,
accepted our invitation and you have spared a lot of time. I see here that on Facebook about 540 students are connected.
thank you, sir. Thank you
So
very much.
I think this message through 540 students should reach in a multiplied way and may it
Yes,
reach 5,400 and may then 54,000. It should be like a pebble into water, creating ripples around and those ripples turning into waves. So thank you, Dr. Rajkumar. I once
thank you, sir. Thank you.
I once again thank you from on behalf of my college and look forward to the same kind of cooperation in future also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Over
much.
to madam.
Sir, for such a wonderful words. It is because of your all-time guidance and support that we got an opportunity to organize this program for the benefits of students. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Reena Purkande ma'am to present vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all. Thank you, ma'am. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this memorable webinar. I, Dina Urgande, on behalf of Prerna College of Commerce, Department of Computer Science, welcome you all. First and foremost, I thanks our honorable Dr. Rajkumar Khapekar sir, Head of the Department of Botany, DRB Sindhu Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, who in spite on his busy schedule has found time to grace this webinar and immensely enlighten all our students on the topic environmental protection, issues and challenges in COVID-19 eras. He told us a great job, a great job, he told us the great job guys, earth is dying, greenhouse effects, and how to protect from COVID-19. Frequently wash your hand with soap and clean water, but according to one survey, more than 40% of the global population do not have reliable access to safe water and soap in their homes. So it was wonderful listening to him on this occasion. We express our profound sense of thankfulness of his kind address. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to express our sincere thanks to our Honorable President of Prerna Seva Mandal, Professor R.C. Gulane sir, Secretary of Prerna Seva Mandal, Dr. S.C. Gulane sir, for their kind permission to conduct the webinar. Their able guidance have always encouraged us. I thank them to their kindness, their interest and their continuous support. My hearty thanks to our respected Director Dr. Praveen Joshi sir, Prerna College of Commerce, for his continuous motivation, support, vision and commitment. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to our officiating principal Dr. Bharti Deshmukh ma'am for her continuous guidance. I thank all the of all the departments and the faculty for their supports for this webinar. I owe special thanks to technical department who have worked hard to ensure that this webinar become a memorable success. I thank all students for their overwhelming the response and feedback. I am sure this webinar will help them to sustain in this pandemic situation patiently and create a sense of responsibility towards environment protection and issues. At last, I thank all for making this webinar resounding success. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Joshi sir, for
Thank you, sir.
inviting me.
Thank you, Rajkumar. Thank you. मिलते हैं.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.